Hello again. Tonight we're going to have grilled steak and I need a side dish. So what am I going to make? A nice and easy spaghetti with oil and garlic, my version. I'm going to start with these little guys here. And believe it or not, I'm going to skin and seed them. So come with me and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, we're going to start by cutting the top off, squeezing out the seeds. Not all over the kitchen, just in the bowl. Cutting the top off, squeezing out the seeds, putting them in another bowl, and so on and so forth until all your tomatoes have no seeds and no tops. All right, there are all the tops and the seeds, and there's all the tomatoes. You do not have to do this step. I only did this step because I hate seeds and I hate tomato skins. So you, by all means, can just cut them in half and leave them whole, and you're good to go. So this step can be omitted if you need to be, which most people will. Okay, so we're at the stove. I have a pot of boiling water. I'm going to put the tomatoes in to loosen the skins, take them out, rinse them under cold water, and skin them. You don't want to keep them in there too long. You want to keep them in there maybe about 30 seconds or so. Okay, tomatoes are done. They were in the water for 30 seconds. I drained them, rinsed them in cold water, and I'm going to peel them. Cold water stops them from cooking. It also stops you from burning your hands. Oops. See how easy the skins peel off? They just... That's it. Easy peasy. Okay, so we're at the stove in a deep skillet, in a big skillet. We're going to add some olive oil in a nice generous amount. We're going to add some butter. Yeah, that looks like a good amount. Put the flame on medium-high, and we're going to crack some black pepper in there. Don't skip on your seasonings. So let that melt. Okay, your butter's nice and melted. And we're going to, you can chop the garlic finely. You can slice it. I choose to cut it in half and put it in there. And the big ones you can cut and slice them lengthwise. Again, you're going to have spaghetti with oil and garlic. Don't skimp on the garlic. Make it a lot. Make it count. And that looks like a good enough amount. We're going to let that brown up and we're going to add our tomatoes. Do not burn your garlic like I almost did. Put some anchovy, one anchovy in there, and lower the heat a little bit or your garlic will burn. And then we're going to add our tomatoes. Stir that around. And we're going to add a little bit of white wine. Let that all cook down. And then we'll put the pasta on. Okay, so our tomatoes are done, the anchovy dissolved, and the white wine evaporated. So we have that left over, and we're going to put salt in our water and cook our spaghetti. Okay, so a pound of pasta goes in the water. I like this brand. I know people are against it. I like it, and I will continue to use it. It's the best. Although I do make my own at times. Let the spaghetti just settle down to the bottom of the pan. Don't try and push it down. Don't try and stir it down. Just let it settle, because that's the way spaghetti is, and it'll be fine. Okay, so once the spaghetti settles into the pot, just give it a nice stir with a fork. Keep it moving so it does not stick together. And let it cook to just before it's done. Like about a minute before it's done, because it's going to finish cooking in our oil and garlic and tomatoes. Okay, the pasta is done. How do I know? I just tasted it. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to drain it in the traditional manner. Turning off the flame, and I'm going to take it out with tongs and put it right into the pan with the tomatoes, oil, and garlic. This way you get some of that starchy pasta water that you want, and it still drains a little bit. Just be careful not to burn yourself or drop it. Make sure you got a firm grip on it. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped it. And once that's all out of the pot, just give it a good stir. And there you have it. We're going to heat it up. And I'm going to sprinkle a tiny bit of cayenne pepper on top. And some freshly grated cheese. And that's it. Spaghetti with oil and garlic, anchovies and tomatoes. Allo Roberto.